Remember, there is no need for a cold call. There really isn't. There's no need for a cold email. Stop spamming people. Stop trying to convince people to buy something from someone they've never met. It just doesn't work. Have you ever felt that you were a little different? Me too. My father was an ex Catholic priest who had a PhD in theology, spoke multiple languages, and read a book a day. My mom was a hardworking, oldest of nine with a master's in English and an ex Catholic nun. My brother went to the #1 high school in the world, Phillips Exeter Academy, and my sister went to Harvard. Then there was me, the dyslexic middle child, super confident with a chip on my shoulder, so I got into a lot of fights. I love sports and being on a team. It took a while, but I got my degree. I knew early on that my path would be unorthodox, and I needed to learn from the brilliance around me and to develop my own hard-hitting instincts. Now, after 25 years transforming Fortune 500 companies, I'm sharing how I became half monk and half hitman to help others to be balanced high performers in business and in your life. Hello everyone, John Hunter here with HunterX. Continuing the journey, passing on some wisdom, some thoughts, some ideas to help you in business and in life. And this next one should be applicable for both if you really grasp it deep down. A high level topic is, I'm going to call it high value networking. It's a term that if you worked with me at CA, really anywhere I've worked, you've heard it in the context of building trusted relationships between sellers and buyers, partners, etc. And the reality is, it's breaking down the trust issues that are out there between all of us when we don't know each other. And there's a variety of ways to do this. For whatever the reason, most companies that I've gotten to know and seen have just not figured this part out. Maybe because it's slightly counterintuitive to not just go out and try to sell somebody something. And I don't know if you're like me, but I hate being sold to. I don't want to sell anything to anybody. I try to solve problems. I try to advocate value, try to build win-win relationships. Even the word sell is as we've talked about before, I think turns a lot of people off, and rightfully so, because it's usually about one person winning on something, getting over something on you. So high value networking is the premise. I mean, everyone likes networking. And then we add high value to it, which means we're giving value and people are receiving value, but in a networking uh, pretense, not in a sales exchange. So we go to conferences, we give out information of what's working for us, and here's what's key: we're asking for nothing in return. Now, you hear me on this. This is what breaks down marketing people and CEOs and funding. Is we're going to go do marketing events. We're going to go build relationship events, and we're going to be just giving everything we got to people. And I don't want, and of course, in their minds, they're waiting for it. Hey, what do you want for this? And when it's, I want nothing. I want you to be successful. I want to have a relationship with you. I want to know you forever. But I genuinely think that what I'm giving you today, the wisdom I'm departing, can help you. What happens? Well, the way the world works, it becomes reciprocal. It comes back around. It doesn't always come back around when you think. It's got its own life. It takes on a life of its own. But it's in this trust where, if we start off with trust here, like, I don't know you, do I trust you? And we're just doing a little of this HVN, this networking, this high value networking, this high value of exchanging, wanting nothing in return. This person will start pulling the other person closer and closer and closer in, going, wow, this person is trustworthy. So examples of this can be doing a marketing event, where what we used to do, we would go bring in key customers, have their peers in the room. We would only put one or two senior level people of our team in the room. We would bring in a macroeconomist and give data that no one else had about what's going on in the world. We'd bring in subject matter experts like Gartner and give them the data. We would then have the customers each speak about their point of view on anything they wanted to talk about. It had nothing to do a lot of times with what we wanted to sell. And we would not put our marketing literature into the presentation, which just blew away all the marketing and other senior finance people saying, well, how are you going to make any money off this? Well, we're not looking to make money off this. We're looking to build trusted relationships. And so an example we would do is we would do all of these marketing events around charities. So if you're not already looking up the charities of your top customers and finding your way to contribute to them, understand them, buy a table at their event, you should consider doing that. And not, again, not wanting them to give you a lot of credit for it. It's just knowing, hey, this is what's important to them. I understand it. I'm going to be a part of it. And what we did on our marketing events, we did one for Celebrity Fight Night that worked on Parkinson's disease. We did Wine for Wheels up in Napa, where every case of wine went to put a wheelchair into a landmine country. And then we did this exchanging of values. And of course, we would be having a drink later, and a big time customer who I didn't know would then come up to me and say, boy, this is really special. I love what you're doing for Parkinson's. I love what you're doing for these landmine countries. You really seem different. I really don't think you're going to try to just be the kind of company that sells me something. How can I help you? And that's where we would just start off a really nice dialogue on, hey, well, it's hard to get access in your account. You're a busy man. We would love just to learn more about your digital journey or whatever, so we can then see if we can help you. Can I help you? We talked about it last time. I don't know if I can help you, but until I get into your environment, until I really poke around, understand what's really going on here, I won't know. And therefore, based on this high value networking and giving away things without wanting anything in return, putting you with your peers to build trusted relationships. Keep in mind, folks, most of these customers, when they go to these activities, they're looking for their next job too. They're really trying to build out more and more relationships. So give that some thought. And tactically, there are things you can go do to really make yourself more trusted on this HVN premise. So if you haven't read Harvey Mackay, he has a bunch of books out there that are really good, but one of them talks about the Mackay 66. You can Google it. And the premise isn't rocket science. The premise is there are 66 things that you should know about your customer before you ever acknowledge them and talk to them, call them. It helps you become this anti-sales salesperson. Every time I get an email or a phone call and no one knows anything about me, I'm just like, wow, this sucks. I'm hanging up the phone. But here's the deal, through LinkedIn and Google and all the video and all the Facebook and all of the other Instagram, the material out there about us and our customers is so powerful. It's so detailed that you can really look at a connection you have with the customer and have knowledge and wisdom and warmth. There's no need for a cold call. And along those lines, you can get to know a variety of other players in the account, like the EA, the administrative assistant. These are people who have knowledge of the account, knowledge of their boss, knowledge about who's who in the zoo. And a lot of times these people are overlooked. So remember, there is no need for a cold call. There really isn't. There's no need for a cold email. Stop spamming people. Stop trying to convince people to buy something from someone they've never met. It just doesn't work. What does work is knowing the 66 things. What are examples? Where did my customer go to school? What's their published point of view on technology? Where did they work the last 3 jobs? What other sports franchises are they following? You name it. 66 things where you're going to get a context in that person and go, wow, I have these 5 things really in common. Or we both know Bob Smith. Bob Smith trusts me. She trusts Bob Smith. Do you understand how fast your trust goes up if that connection gets made by a mutual trusted connection? You're better working on that connection for a warm introduction than you are spamming them and throwing a bunch of shit against the wall. Same thing for your marketing events. Put your material away. There'll be a time and place to tell them what you do and how you do it. The biggest thing they want to learn about you is what's your integrity, what are your values, what's your point of view, how do you handle adversity. That's what you can get in the HVN exchange. Give them some of that knowledge, give away that wisdom, ask for nothing in return, and you watch how your trusted relationships go through the roof. I hope you found this valuable today. Again, high value networking. Do your homework. No cold calling. Check out the McKay 66. This is John Hunter, HunterX. Have a great day.